Tell me if you relate. Do you ever turn down favors unconsciously, whether it's someone holding the door for you or someone offering you a drink, just because you don't want to seem needy? Do you ever feel obligated to plan every trip, every outing, every reservation, and you can't even remember the last time someone actually took care of it? Or maybe you always eat lunch in front of your computer and you're hopping from Zoom call after another and you forgot the last time that you truly savored a moment. Or maybe social media or society tells you to take pride in being strong, independent, don't need no man. But deep down, you are so drained and tired of constantly controlling every aspect of your life. Hi, my name is Jasmine, and on this channel, we talk all about becoming the woman of your dreams and building a life that you absolutely love. And I know that you clicked into this video because you want to feel pursued, to feel supported, and to feel worshipped. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 micro habits to completely increase your feminine energy so you can start attracting a life of ease, of trust, of joy. This is the way to stop pushing, but instead to invite the universe in to start attracting more flow and ease into your life. I'm talking more receiving, more love, more support, more luxury. When you start implementing all of these micro habits, don't be surprised when you start receiving random gifts and invitations. So friends will start inviting you out to luxurious dinners, events, and trips. You'll start getting extras like free upgrades, surprise discounts, or even thoughtful gifts. You'll even start attracting more masculine partners that are more protective and that are truly devoted to you. They initiate plans, they bring flowers, they support you without needing to be asked. And lastly, you'll start experiencing more work or career opportunities flowing to you with less effort. And I'm talking about promotions or clients or even job opportunities that you've wanted for a long time. I've also included chapters for this video, so feel free to skip around. You can also find the timestamps in the description below. And if you are somebody who's ready to do the real work, I'm not just talking about watching these videos, but actually transforming. I provide in-depth worksheets for every single one of my videos. In these worksheets, I provide introspective journaling prompts as well as practical exercises to help you move past your limiting beliefs and to write out an action plan so you can start living out as your highest self today. The link to access these worksheets are down in the description below. Now let's dive into the video. The very first micro habit is micro dress up. Right now, you've been dressing up as who you used to be, and you're not dressing up as the version of you that you actually want to become. Now, we're gonna change that because micro dressing up doesn't require 30 minutes, an hour, 5 hours, and in fact, just 5 minutes a day, and changing up the way that you dress and present yourself can hugely impact your presence. I want you to start thinking about what are some things you can do to change up your look that is simple to implement. For example, if you love wearing lip liner, start putting that on every single day. Or if you love wearing jewelry, find an excuse to just put it on. You don't need any sort of occasion, or you don't necessarily need to be going out in order to give yourself permission to wear and dress up and look good. The way that we dress is like our superhero costume. If we don't invest in the way we look and instead we just wear baggy t-shirts, we don't do our hair, we don't brush our teeth, we don't feel empowered to do more than we can. Instead, the way that we dress is a reflection of how much effort we're willing to put into our day. Our hair, our makeup, all of these aspects are a form of self-expression, and if we're not expressing ourselves, we don't actually have the creative force, the creative energy to want to create more in our day. When you consistently see your reflection as someone that's a bit more put together, someone who's wearing lipstick, someone who's wearing more upscale jewelry, someone who has nice hair, the more that you associate yourself to that reflection of the new version of yourself, you will start to connect the dots and you're like, wow, I am beautiful. Wow, I do look confident. Wow, I do look put together. Wow, I do look like a high value woman. If you don't know where to begin, just start small. Start with one habit that you know makes you feel really good. For a while, it could just be lip gloss, and then it could be eyeshadow, and then after you could build on that and you start doing your hair. All of these really builds up over time, but the starting point is where you give yourself permission to look beautiful. The second micro habit is to gift yourself one small luxury every single week. And how I like to allocate how much I get to spend on these luxuries is I would go between 5 to 10% of my income every single month, and I would allocate that towards the things that I actually want. Not the things that you need, not toilet paper, not a stapler, but things that you actually want. To gift yourself small indulgences that make you feel joy, that make you feel pleasure and luxury. And these things are not necessarily expensive. For example, if there's a really luxurious bar that you've always wanted to go to, you can just get a glass of wine. Or if you love drinking luxurious Harney and Son teas, maybe buying a box would make you feel really good. I do believe that investing in these luxuries is a reflection of how well you treat yourself. Feminine energy thrives in luxury and flow. And there is no standard to luxury. And when I say the word luxury, I'm not saying you need to splurge $10,000 on a bag or a hotel room, but luxury is really about the sensory experience. And the more that you give yourself permission to experience more indulgences, more pleasure, you increase your feminine energy. When you allocate that 5 to 10%, you can spend on a variety of different things. If you want to allocate and save up to buy a bag, that's totally okay. It is important to know that when you are allocating a budget for these indulgences, you need to spend it guilt-free. Guilt is a feminine energy killer. When you feel guilt, you are essentially communicating to the universe that you don't deserve to experience this. And I know for a lot of us who are trying to tap more into our feminine, we were raised to not spend on ourselves. We were raised to save, to scrimp, to work hard, but to convert and to start leveling that playing field and start feeling more into our feminine, it takes a lot of conscious practice. And that does mean paying attention to the triggers that come up when we are spending on ourselves. So think about ways in your daily routine where you can add a bit more luxury. For me, one of the moments that I look forward to the most are when I script my videos. And I usually like to take myself out to a cafe at Starbucks, and I like to sip on my $6 mocha, and I love to write and free flow everything that I want to share with you guys. And this has been one of those rituals that make me feel so good. Or if you want to invest in a journaling practice, then you can use that money to invest in a nicer notebook or a nicer pen. Another way is if you want to elevate your space to reflect that luxury essence, then gifting yourself a bouquet of flowers could be a part of this as well. When you can provide yourself this lifestyle where you do spend on yourself, where you do indulge, what happens is you start setting a higher standard for life. When you start raising your standards, you will start filtering out people, specifically men, that can't meet your standards. This part is also about learning how to associate yourself as a high maintenance woman. Now, a lot of women get so afraid of this because they think, well, if I'm high maintenance, no one can handle me. No one can give me the love that I need. So that's why I must lower my standards to find a partner. But that's not true. And in fact, there are actually a lot of high value men out there that are looking for their high value woman. And it comes to setting standards. Owning your high maintenance energy is actually a power move. And don't be afraid when someone calls you out for being spoiled. Being high maintenance means that you are just more intentional with how you care for yourself. You are essentially just saying, I love myself enough to know to never settle for less. Being high maintenance is about showing other people how to treat you. If you want to start attracting more high quality people, high quality friendships, high quality romantic partners, start giving yourself the experiences that you're looking for in people. Buy yourself the flowers, start taking yourself out on dates, start journaling more and talking to yourself like you're your best friend. Micro habit number 3, I want you to start thinking of warm, rich honey when you're talking to somebody, when you're walking, when you are presenting yourself, when you are dressing. Just every aspect of the day, just start reminding yourself of the texture and the warmth of honey. Why specifically honey? Honey doesn't rush to try to please anybody. Honey is intentional. Honey is sweet. Honey is warm and inviting. When you are in your feminine energy, you are usually more charismatic. And charisma is just a fine balance between warmth and competence. Have you ever walked out of a conversation and you just felt so good? You felt so alive. Not necessarily because you remembered all the details of what you talked about, but that person just made you feel so warm and good about yourself. Charisma isn't just about what you say, but it's how you make people feel. And how you can make people feel that is to feel warm, is to show and emit that warmth energy. And when you do that, you break down people's barriers and you allow people to trust you more. I also like to use something called a honey voice. Just embody that honey essence when you are speaking. Speak on a lower tone. In fact, you can also speak slower. Allow your words to land without needing to rush everything you say. Let your voice be slow. Let your voice be rich. Speak in a way that feels really good to your body, and when you do that, people can feel that energy, and people will naturally feel more comfortable around you. Microhabit number 4 is to let things be an A- rather than an A+. A lot of us believe that we need to do everything with an A+ mindset. It has to be perfect or a failure. It has to be all or nothing. At first glance, it may seem like a really good work ethic, like you should always try your best. But in reality, it stops us from creating. The key word here is let. Let things be an A-. You do not have to force yourself to be 100% all the time. When you're trying to do everything perfectly, it's very much in this masculine, tight, control freak energy that you have to control the outcome of everything, and if you don't, you're gonna die. And maybe this mentality worked for you at one point in your life, but it's not sustainable. Sometimes, in your own best interest of not burning out or to just save and protect your peace, you have to give yourself permission to let some things be an A-. You need to be selective with what things that you want to give your 110% to and what things that you can just give 90% or 80%. Now, I'm not trying to say that you need to do everything halfway. In fact, you shouldn't do that because there are still certain aspects in our lives where giving our 110% is a requirement. What about an interview for a job that you've always wanted? Giving your 110% isn't a bad thing. It's a great thing, but use it sparingly because you only have so much energy throughout the day. Now, when should you use your 90% energy? When I first started posting consistently on YouTube, that was just about 4 months ago. I had 47 subscribers, and I told myself that I would post at least once a week. Now, if I were to tell myself to give 110% in something that I was so new at, then I would be putting a lot of pressure on myself, right? And it would make showing up every single week harder and harder and harder. But I told myself that I would just give 90%. I would do my best, I would try my best, but I wouldn't kill myself to make every single video as perfect as possible. And that made things more sustainable for me, and I've been posting every single week, and now I'm at 15K subscribers. And I was able to get here not because I made every single video perfect, but I just did the best that I could given the resources and the skills and the knowledge that I have. And what's really funny is that the videos that I thought that weren't gonna perform well, they ended up doing so much better than the videos that I actually thought were gonna do well. So you never know. If you are on the journey of posting on YouTube and you're like, oh, is this video good enough? Just post it anyways because the results are going to surprise you. If you are someone who is struggling with discipline, just start showing up every single week and just give 90%. The thing is, discipline is not about showing up 110% every single time. It's not about intensity, but it's about what is sustainable to you. Letting things be A- is how you stay in the game long enough to let your results compound. And I've also strangely found that when I let things be an A-, I open the door to the universe to help me co-create. I don't focus entirely on needing to create things on my own, but instead I'm like, I am inviting a new solution from the universe, and I am inviting the universe to co-create and to help me build something amazing. When you're stuck in perfectionism mode, you don't allow ideas to flow. Don't waste your time trying to make everything an A+. Most things in life can actually be an A- and can still be incredible. The fifth microhabit is to light a candle during your showers. This step is really about helping you romanticize the small moments in your life. And just as simple as romanticizing your showers can help you feel so deep into your feminine essence. Before, I used to think showers were a chore. I would go in, scrub, get out, and then continue to do my work. Like, I would try to make it as short and as productive as possible. But now showers are the very thing that I look forward to every evening. So how I do it is I light a candle, I turn off all of my lights, I play jazz or some Bruno Major, and I hop in the shower, and I really give myself the love and care that I need. I would gently brush my hair, do my conditioner, I would sing in the shower, I would hum, sometimes I'd do a little dance if it's safe. I really romanticize the moment of when I'm in the shower. It's like I'm making love to myself. It makes the whole experience feel very luxurious, like I am paying for a spa day for myself, or I'm paying to get a luxury hotel experience. And just by simply doing this every day, you are surrounding yourself with luxurious moments of pleasure. I want you to start making your showers an experience. And if you want to go another level, start investing in quality soaps and products that smell really good to you. Or investing in a scrub and start scrubbing your body every single night. Or investing in a quality shampoo to really enhance your shine. Showering is a goddess ritual. You are washing away, you are releasing all of the stuck negative energy, all of the bad vibes. It just feels so romantic, and you feel very main character when you're doing it. It's just gonna feel so luxe, and you're just gonna feel so present, so grateful. This hack of just lighting a candle has completely changed my life. I genuinely feel more present in my life. I've been living slower. I'm opening my awareness, and I'm attracting more luxurious instances just because I'm essentially giving myself more opportunities to experience it. Feminine energy lives during very slow and sensual moments. And you are communicating with your subconscious mind that you deserve more pleasure. You deserve to feel more sensual experiences. Yes, showers may seem like a very regular thing, but there's nothing small about small moments. The sixth microhabit is to melt your jaw and say one simple affirmation. What it does is when you are massaging your jaw, really access the parasympathetic nervous system. Now, what this does, it just softens your whole body. It softens and just helps you de-stress. It gets you out of the state of fight or flight mode, and you feel more into your feminine energy. You can just take your two fingers or your two knuckles and just massage it slowly. And while I do this, I just focus on one affirmation that makes me feel really good, that makes me feel really in my feminine. Like, I am safe to soften. I am enough. I am beautiful. When you massage your jaw and pair it with affirmations, you allow those affirmations to go past your analytical mind and into your subconscious mind. This is about helping you rewire your subconscious mind to start relaxing, to start feeling more surrender. And naturally, when you say the affirmations, you are creating a new normal where you're attracting better relationships, where you're attracting better work opportunities, more abundance, and it just helps you relax so much deeper into the universe's flow. The seventh microhabit is to pick one thing to surrender every single morning. Before you get out of bed, just ask yourself one simple question. What is one thing I can let go of control over today? It can be big, it can be small. It could be a goal that you've always wanted. Maybe you were expecting to hear back from a job, but you're constantly thinking about it. Or if you have been obsessively thinking about your crush, try letting go and surrendering that too. Society has conditioned us to think that if we want something really, really bad, we must obsess over it. And that is not true. Being in your feminine is about attracting. And how can you attract if you're in a state of lack? If you don't believe me, I want to bring you back to high school, and I want you to think about who was that one guy at your school that every girl had a crush on? He was probably cool. He was probably laid bag. He probably wore a leather jacket. He probably didn't really speak much. And he wasn't desperate. He just simply existed. But why were these girls so crazy about him? It's because he didn't care about the outcome. Whether girls liked him or not, he wasn't bothered by that. He's just simply living his own life. But on the other hand, I'm sure there was also another guy in your life that kept chasing you, that kept asking for your number, that followed you home, that kept texting you and messaging you. And you're like, please get away from me. Why are you so obsessed with me? But it's usually men like that where you feel very, like, don't talk to me. Maybe you were even once attracted to him at one point, but when he became so obsessive, it really turned you off. The universe works the same exact way. When you are obsessed with an outcome, you're obsessed with a goal, you're obsessed with a person, it is very unlikely that it can come naturally to you because you still don't believe you have it. So how do you get the universe on board with your desires? Start surrendering and trusting that the universe can bring that very thing to you. When you control, you are constantly recreating the same scenarios. But when you surrender, you invite the unknown. You invite new instances and new scenarios to flow through. And these are experiences that you may have never even experienced in the past. And women that are truly in their feminine energy, they're much more relaxed because they're so much more trusting of how life will unfold. So every morning, the moment you wake up, just close your eyes and think about the thing that you're obsessed with and just envision what it would be like to have that thing taken care of for you. The more you surrender your timeline, the faster things will flow to you. The 8th microhabit is to ask for help, even if you can do it yourself. Okay, I am going to trigger a lot of strong, independent women here because naturally we have been raised to believe that we can do everything on our own. But here is the truth. If you want to be more in your feminine, you must be open to receiving help. Yes, you can carry that heavy luggage. Yes, you can open that jar that is really, really hard to open. Yes, you can walk home alone at night. But ask yourself, do you want to? Being in your feminine energy has nothing to do with proving how well or how capable you are, but it's about what you are willing to receive. It's about choosing softness as your strength rather than going to the unconscious route of doing everything on your own. You asking for help is not a sign of weakness. And even if you can do it on your own, I want you to just ask for help anyways, because what you are doing is you are subconsciously shifting your mind to start seeking out more help and support. Being hyper independent is actually a trauma response. And when you normalize this hyper independence and you start expressing it in your relationships, in your work, in your life, over time, that I got you, I don't need any help, when you normalize that mentality, you will unconsciously block away support without even realizing it. Every time you say no to support, even when you do really need it, you are taking away the opportunity to expand your feminine energy. So make it a micro habit to start asking for help, even if you don't need it. These favors that you're asking don't have to be excessive. For example, if you're flying and you need someone to help you with your carry-on to put it in the overhead bin, you can ask a man or somebody around you to help you. Or if you are carrying a bunch of groceries back into your home, you can ask your partner to help you with your groceries. I actually want to share a quick tip if you are in a relationship or if you're dating. When you are interacting with a high value man, someone who is in his healthy masculine, he will always want to do whatever he can to serve you, to make your life easier. And what this does is when you give him opportunities, when you ask for help, when you ask for his assistance, ask for his expertise, it gives him an opportunity to feel useful. When you allow him to make your life better, and when you show him appreciation for it, he is going to feel so good. Simply by asking for help, you actually feed into your man's masculinity. You make him feel stronger, you make him feel better about himself, yourself, and you also get to show your appreciation as well. So when your partner is helping you with your luggage, you're like, look at those arms, you're so strong. And just simply by saying these things, he's gonna feel so much more good about himself, and he's just gonna feel so much more confident, and he's gonna want to serve you more. So whether someone offers you help or whether you ask for help, allow yourself to fully receive. And don't forget to show your appreciation and gratitude. When someone helps you with something and you just walk away like nothing happened, that's entitlement. But for someone who is truly in their feminine, they're appreciative, they're grateful, and to show that to somebody can make them feel really, really good. The 9th microhabit is to listen to soft music frequently. I know when it comes to music, we often go through different seasons. When we're in our hustle CEO era, we're probably listening to a lot of EDM, a lot of rap. When we're in our very reflective, feminine season, we tend to like to gravitate towards softer music like jazz. If you don't like soft music, but yet you feel very much in your masculine all the time, it's time to explore. Allow yourself to go on Spotify and just explore as many different types of music as possible. Even if you're not used to soft music, I believe that there is a soft genre for everybody. You may not necessarily love jazz, but you like indie folk. You may not necessarily love binaural beats, but you love sensual R&B. I recommend making a curated playlist, the type of playlist that you would listen to that helps you tap into your own unique feminine energy, and regularly listen to this playlist and just allowing your body to move with the music. And the last micro habit is to spend 10 minutes on a romantic gratitude and manifestation practice. If you are a busy girly like me, then you probably don't have a lot of time doing like in-depth manifestation routines and rituals and practices, but just 10 minutes can completely change your life. You need to set the scene, setting the ambiance. So playing some jazz music, making yourself a tea, lighting up a candle, and just making the ambiance, the room, feel very romantic and feminine and luxurious. And then I want you to write a list of all the things that you are grateful for, and just set a timer for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes is all you need, and write down the things that you appreciate, and start every sentence with, I deeply appreciate blank. I deeply appreciate fresh air. I deeply appreciate my partner. I deeply appreciate my lip balm, or just whatever makes you feel really appreciative. When you are grateful, you are opening your energy field to receive more. The process of gratitude allows the universe to send you more things to be grateful for. And then after that, I want you, beside that list, to write down all the things that you want. So this is like writing a grocery list to the universe. What you are doing right now is you are giving yourself permission to receive more. You're giving yourself permission to dream. A lot of people are afraid of dreaming because they're like, well, I'm never going to get it, so what's the point of writing it down? When you're in your feminine energy, you are allowing things to come to you. You're allowing more good things to come. And how would you know what those good things are if you don't even give yourself permission to write it down on paper? If you want a better partner, write it down. If you want more money, write it down. If you want a luxury apartment, a luxury bag, literally everything you want, you need to write it down. You need to give yourself permission to say, yes, I want that thing and I deserve that thing. When you are writing down your manifestations, you want to start every sentence with thank you. Thank you for my beautiful apartment. Thank you for my raise. Thank you for this abundance of wealth. When you start every sentence with thank you, you are essentially telling your subconscious mind that it has already happened. And what we're doing is we're transmitting that gratitude energy that we were already building up in the first 5 minutes of this activity, and we're using that energy to create more manifestations, to create more goodness in our life. And we have reached the end of this video. I would love to know in the comments below, what is one luxury experience or item that you have been dreaming about, and what is one small luxury that you have already been experiencing every single day. And if you are serious about increasing your feminine energy, you can find my worksheets in the description below. If If you are on the journey of becoming the woman of your dreams and building a life that you absolutely love, consider checking out my channel because I talk about relationships, money, entrepreneurship, and just all things high value woman energy. If you love this video, you will for sure love my last video, 12 micro habits to be instantly perceived as a high value woman. Those tips that I've shared in that video are completely different from the ones that I've shared here. In that video, I share a lot about how to elevate your presence and to feel and look expensive. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in all the way to the end, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!